You are now tuned into a brand new episode of the Full Court Trio with your girl Keisha. A new league called Project B just dropped a funding announcement, and they are offering $2 million annual salaries to your favorite stars. We're talking Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese are the primary targets. Reports claim Saudi billions were backing it, but the founders are denying it. We're gonna get into all that next on the Full Court Trio. Cue the intro. What up, fans? Welcome back to the Full Court Trio. A new women's basketball league called Project B is here, and it's the biggest threat to the WNBA has ever faced. We're talking a 5-on-5 league set to debut in November of 2026, and the threat is simple. The amount of money that they are throwing at these ladies. We just found out that the first one to drop the announcement was Nneka Ogwumike. We just found out about Alyssa Thomas. They are looking to sign players, and they are offering contracts that stomp the entire WNBA pay scales. Reports claim players are being offered seven-figure contracts starting at a minimum of $2 million annually. This is a game changer, folks. Nneka was the first one to sign. She's going to be a partner and an owner and a player of this Project B. Alyssa Thomas is signing. She says she's joining in his inaugural season. She said, and I quote, "I'm chasing purpose, not perfection. The real victory is what you leave behind for the next generation." A good thing to note about this new league Project B is that the seasons will not overlap between the W and Project B. But the goal is clear. They are targeting some of the WNBA's biggest assets. Some of the big prime assets is Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. I'm pretty sure they've reached out to them since they've reached out to the Nneka and Alyssa Thomas. Project B is banking on high salaries, luring them away from the W, and the chance for players to make millions in the offseason is a real problem for the WNBA. You got all these leagues competing to get a piece of this ever-growing sport in women's basketball. And what Project B is doing is they throwing a lot of cash. They throwing a lot of cash at it so they can lure some of these stars. I mean, just starting with Nneka and Alyssa Thomas is already giving it a little bit of credibility. So, could you imagine what they offer Caitlin Clark? Could you imagine what they offering Angel Reese to come over there and play on 5-on-5 basketball? I know a lot of people was doing Unrivaled which is a 3-on-3 league, because a lot of it would keep a lot of the women stateside. They wouldn't have to go overseas. But if somebody throwing you a bag like $2 million for a year and you've never made that type of money, well, putting it like Nneka and Alyssa Thomas, even with Unrivaled giving players, well, I think it was like 250 or 225 round up in there. Still giving somebody $2 million to kind of lure you away and you'll be playing in different countries and also hooping. It is luring them for sure. Now, when Project B first came out, it had earlier reports that it was backed by indicated that the league had an investment target of $5 billion and was backed by Saudi Arabia's sovereign wealth fund. That's the story that grabbed every headline. But the co-founder is saying that no dollars are coming from Saudi Arabia. That's what they're saying, y'all. I'm just reporting. So I'm just reporting because at first everybody thought it was from Saudi Arabia, the country, but the owner is saying that no, it's from investors like Candace Parker and Novak Djokovic already involved. But here's where the skepticism comes in. Burnett did confirm a Saudi Arabian company called Sila is involved as an event partner. She claims they are simply paying Sila to host events globally. Vasilla is a huge state-backed entity. We have to ask, is this a clean break from Saudi money or just a clever partnership designed to keep the main funding sources quiet? I don't know, guys. To be honest with you, you got to follow the money. This is a new league. They got a Saudi Arabian company setting up all the events, but they saying that the money to fund the league is not coming from Saudi Arabia. I don't know. Until this thing gets going, we just gonna have to follow the money when it gets going. Not Saudi money. Is Saudi money? Hey, you got to ask yourself, is they just trying to be clever, or is it really just backed by all these different investors? I will say this, guys, just to let you know, there are a list of investors. I have them here. Some of the investors: Adobe, Apple, you can read them off the screen, Netflix, Salesforce, Bank of America, CME Group. Essentially is saying that Project B is backed by tech billionaires and major VC firms, not the Saudi government. Sela, which has been referenced a lot as an investor, is a Saudi events company owned by the Public Investment Fund. It's just only one investor. So I'm just letting you know that along with that Saudi Arabian company, it's also backed by some U.S. companies that are listed on the screen. So yeah, you guys take that for whatever you will. I'm just reporting what they putting out here. And before I get to my conclusion and give y'all my take, let me play a message from our sponsors.
Underdog Fantasy is the best way to play fantasy sports. Let me tell you about the simplest way to get in on some WNBA and NBA action. Find your player, pick higher or lower, win you some extra cash. Pick between 2 to 5 players to fill out your pick'em entry, get every pick right, and win some serious cash. Use our promo code FCT and receive up to $1,000 in bonus cash. Now that it's football time, follow the 4-court trio as we share our picks. Like I said, pick your player, choose your amount, win money, make picks, win cash. Thanks, Underdog Fantasy, for the partnership with us, and thank you for using promo code FCT on Underdog Fantasy.
Hey guys, we're back. I wanted to play a video for you guys to let you know how all the different opinions about this is going, and then I'll give y'all my opinion after we finish listening to these ladies speak. Let's go.
I thought the whole trend and point of some of these new leagues popping up was that the trend was going, players wanted to stay home in the US. And so that's an advantage that like Unrivaled and Athletes Unlimited provides you when you're not playing WNBA season. You can still stay in America and play here. What Project B is saying, not only will you be in Europe, you're going to be in Asia, you're going to be in Latin America, but at that $2 million price point, you might hop on that plane. You know what I'm saying?
Let me tell you guys something. This whole stay in the US thing is a myth. I've had some of my best experiences overseas. Istanbul, Turkey. I have tons of friends over there. I've ate great food. You party till 7 a.m. on an off day. And then you go eat breakfast, man. Like that's the life. Hey, people travel anyway. So I'm being able to play basketball, travel, and get paid. That is the life.
That's a really cool perspective and point that we're not hearing a lot of now. We're hearing a lot of villainization of the overseas life. There were plenty of people who thrived as a player over there, maybe got better attention, treatment, life over there than even in the Americas. But here's the thing though, like you're playing 6 months of Project B basketball. Technically you could go and play the WNBA in the summer, according to the schedules right now. But with the WNBA's prioritization rules, which is also up for discussion in the CBA negotiation, what you might find is if you're making $5 million, to play Project B, you might just say, I'm cool off the WNBA. I'm not going to do it. And so all of a sudden you might skip the WNBA season altogether.
To make millions and then go enjoy my summer on a yacht in Ibiza. I mean, hey.
You speak my language. This is the language. All of these leagues are new. Athletes Unlimited Women's Basketball actually is the longest standing, and they're heading into their 5th season of women's basketball play. This is during a time of unprecedented attention. The WNBA, they've been in the trenches for 30 years, for better or worse, through the lows and the highs of how public and society treated and deemed women's basketball. And I'd be wary of just jumping ship on that and not properly protecting the W as you pursue other options that may be more lucrative. Because what if those leagues collapse or fail, or if they lose interest? What if we dilute the talent pool? Mind you, if the WNBA players are the best players in the world, there's 156 of those. There's a couple of huge stars that are directing a lot of attention, star power. What if we make it harder to follow those players or to follow where to watch them or the competition, or which leagues do we pay attention to? Some stars are going to get $5 million bags or $850,000 bags and this and that, but you might mess up the overall momentum and growth of the game and the audience that we're seeing right now. So like, you got to make sure you protect that too.
Hey, I will say this, guys. My take on this is this: the threat to the WNBA from this Project B is not the schedule; it's the salary floor. Whether Project B's money is Saudi money or event partner money from a event company over there in Saudi Arabia, it is still $2 million that these ladies are being offered to play basketball. And the math matters. Players like Nneka and Alyssa Thomas, who are coming toward, who are heading toward the end of their careers, want to make sure they set up their families down the road and make as much money as possible. I think this is going to come down to, some people don't want to go overseas. Some people want to stay home and stay stateside. But the amount of money that this Project B is offering is enough money to lure some people that didn't want to go overseas out. I mean, because if you're offering, and just think about the big stars of the WNBA like Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, if they're giving Nneka $2 million, that's what's being reported. That it hasn't been validated, but that's what is being reported, that a lot of these salaries are starting at $2 million and you're getting equity in the league. Then I can just imagine when they're offering somebody like Caitlin and Angel to come over. And then at that point, to these young ladies' points, when you start to lure the big talent like Angel and Caitlin and say like Asia Wilson, or say like Paige or somebody like that, you lure them over there, you just dilute then you might say, look, I'm making $5 million or $10 million or $50 million. I heard somebody say $100 million for Caitlin Clark. I'm making that kind of money over there. I bump it. I'm just gonna forego the WNBA season. So it's and then you can potentially stunt the growth of women's sports in the US. So it's a lot of ways to think about it. You don't know, all of these are new leagues, so you do have that. You don't know if you're gonna have longevity or anything like that, but you already know that whatever the salary scale that's going on right now in the W is not going to work. So it's going to be very interesting with this CBA negotiation. Like I've said countless times, and me and Duvall have debated this, and you guys have heard us over and over. These women have leverage. They are a hot commodity. People are seeking them out because they see that people enjoy the product. But I want to know what you guys think. Do you believe that this would be the end of the WNBA with this new Project B and all these leagues popping up? Or do you think the WNBA is going to address all this in the CBA negotiations and talks, and they're going to get these ladies back to the table and hopefully save the W? Because I think they're going to have to put some money behind to stop these ladies from taking all these different opportunities that clearly is being thrown at them. So even if people in US don't value the product, other countries, other leagues do value the product. So that's all I have to say on that. Let me know what y'all think about Project B. Drop it in the comments. Do y'all think this is backed by the government of Saudi Arabia? You think they just lying about where the money coming from? Let me know what you think about that. And also, do you think there's enough money to lure Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese from the W? Let me know, guys. This I'm about to get up out of here. Thank y'all for listening to me. Hit the like button and subscribe. I'm out.